I think a lot of it's COVID related, frankly. I think people are just on their wits' ends because of COVID. A lot of them don't have jobs because of COVID. And I think once this COVID cloud subsides, I hope that it does fairly soon, I think that's going to help. Defunding police is not the answer. I thought it was stupid, frankly, when I first saw that. It's nuts. Because we need police. I mean, the police are there to maintain security. Politics has always been rough and tumble, but it has just gotten downright nasty. You know, it's really very sad, the changes. When I was first in the Senate, and for a good number of years, you have to remember, there was no internet. There was no social media. It was all much more person to person. And I was in the Senate for the first 10 years. The proceedings in the Senate were not televised. So the senators couldn't grandstand in front of cameras to their constituents or to whomever. So a lot of partisanship, I think, is due to technology, because people can do their own thing. They can say whatever they want to say. Social media doesn't have to be truthful. And we become tribalized. We're our little cocoons, this group and that group. And that's our anchor. That's kind of, it's given us our sense of identity. But it's a wrong sense of identity because, in most cases, because it's not listening. Frankly, to get along, you got to listen to the other person's point of view. And I mean, really listen, not just check the box, but really listen. It sounds kind of corny, but it just takes leadership in various circles. Stand up and say, wait a minute, enough's enough here, and be willing to take a little bit of heat for standing up for something that's right.
What about inflation? You must have seen some inflation like in the 70s. Was there
Sure
something
did.
that was done then that maybe could be applied now for this inflation that's the highest in 40 years?
The lesson in the 70s was brutal. I mean, Paul Volcker was then chairman of the Federal Reserve and raised interest rates up to about 20%. And I can remember talking to him, just pleading, please don't. Montana's a small business state. Small businesses can't begin to withstand interest rates that high. Big business can withstand higher interest rates much more easily than can small business. No, don't do that. He just kind of looked at me. But that's what the Federal Reserve did back then, higher interest rates that broke the back of inflation. And right now we're seeing the Federal Reserve starting to crank up interest rates because of its concern that inflation is starting to creep in. I don't like it, but I think it's the right thing to do.
We'll wrap it up with what's still on your bucket list.
Well, I'm working hard. I've got something called the Baucus Institute. It's a public policy institute. It's I must say, based in that other place over there at UM. But it's getting kids involved in public service. Mel and I are starting to travel a little bit. We're in a big blowout. On Valentine's Day, we leave for Africa for a 4-week safari. I'm going to see the animals, and I've never done that before, and we're very much looking forward to that.